Hello everyone, welcome to Monster City. My name is Spencer, and today we are looking at a showcase / review of the Madballs 6 series, Bletchbeard and Slobulus. They might be very dusty because they were on a shelf. This is Bletchbeard, and this is Slobulus. Either Slobulus or Slobulus. I think it might be Slobulus. This is from the Madballs 6 series, which was released in 2007. I was 5 at the time and remember seeing the commercials of these toys. There's a lot of backstory behind these toys and how I got them, but right now we're just going to be looking at them and how detailed they are with the sculpting, but not so much the paint. There's some paint applications missing on these characters. I am perfectly fine that there is paint applications missing because rubber toys are relatively hard to paint anyways. And there was some effort at least put in this in the paint applications for these toys. There's no paint application on the skull and the crossbones on the eye patch of Bletchbeard. There's some paint on the actual fishing line here. However, it's very faint. There's some spots here and there of the beard's paint application missing. I think they did a really good job on the eye. Yeah, I think it's a really good job. It's kind of sloppy a little bit with the bandana that the character is wearing. I'm not sure if this is bandana or what it is. I'm not sure exactly, but it's still pretty cool. It's definitely a style that Bletchbeard has. They did a relatively good job on painting the ring around Bletchbeard's ear. However, it is a little bit sloppy and does miss some applications here and there. They did a very good job on the mouth and the teeth, in my opinion. However, they did miss the slime here in between the tongue. Some staples are missing their paint applications. Those are just things that I've noticed with this figure. It's not too much of a big deal because I really, really like this figure. And it's not so much of a big deal for this figure either because I really, really like it as well. But just to compare with Slobulus, there isn't any paint applications on the hair. Nor is there for Bletchbeard either, because that's hair right here, sculpted. However, it is not painted. They did a really nice job painting the slime on top of Slobulus's head. It's kind of sloppy a little bit on the eye and everything. Overall, I really do like these figures, despite that there may be some paint applications missing. That's not a problem that I really see with these figures at all, with these toys. It's not something usual for me to see with Madballs rubber toys that can be squeezed. So yeah, these wonderful toys have a pretty basic gimmick to where you basically just squeeze them. Let's try that in slow motion. Slobulus's gimmick is kind of loose, a little bit. I think there used to be liquid inside, red, fake blood, but not anymore. The sensitivity on the camera has increased, and hopefully that'll give us a little bit better view of the eyeballs. There's multiple eyeballs inside of Slobulus. I'm pretty sure the red dots you see right now on the eyeballs used to be from liquid. Red liquid on the inside. But over time it has dried out. The character just feels kind of deflated a little bit and is very loose around the actual rubber sack on the inside. The detail still holds up on the eye, the paint application, so that's really cool. I really like rubber toys, stretchable rubber toys from my childhood, and these are very nostalgic to me, mostly because of the commercial. I never grew up with them in person. I grew up with something similar, which I'm going to be comparing in this video. So of course there is the Madballs 6 series, but around the same time Madballs 6 series was released, Jaru Toys also released Dead Hedz, and these are wonderful figures that are cheaply made. Cheaply made as in a lot of missing paint applications and just cheap materials that they're made of. And also their price is relatively cheap. Comparing these figures, these four, with these two seem way higher in quality compared to these four. These designs. And how strange looking they are compared to these two characters. This character I made into a Dumb Shark character. I have this other YouTube channel called The Dumb Shark, which is basically just me puppeteering characters in very strange stories, and all four of these characters have shown up. These two specifically have shown up quite a few times. Not so much to these other four. But this character I always have named Decomposing Gem, and I feel like that's a relatively fitting name that I've given this character. I forgot which date I got this character, but I'll show it on screen. As you can see, there's so many paint applications missing on this figure. There's a lot of sculpt and a lot of detail to this character, but not so much with paint. Same thing goes with this character. This character might break at some point because you can see that the rubbery material on the inside is very frosty. And if I zoom in on this character, you can see that there's a lot of texture on this character's membrane. And that texture is of the plastic, I'm pretty sure, ripping and a whole bunch of micro fractures, or small fractures to it. As they expand it, you can see that's way, way more prominent with the texture. And yeah, the character is at risk of ripping open, so I'll just have to be a little bit careful with this character. But this character is wonderful, very nostalgic. I grew up with 3 of these characters. This one, and this one. I grew up with this character in a different way, as well as this character in a different way. They were actually called Squirt Devils at the time, and they were not as stretchy and rubbery like this, but they were a soft plastic. But they were a soft, harder plastic. Probably a material such as PVC or something like that. I'm not sure what material they were made of entirely, but they were wonderful characters that were not stretchy. And you basically filled them up with water, and then they squeezed water out of a hole in between their mouths. These characters were very popular at the Dollar Tree and also I think at some point at Party City. And I saw them on Amazon back in 2019, back in the summer of 2019, and always wanted to get the pack of 4, but I missed my opportunity until October of 2019 when I saw this character at Walmart. During June of 2020, I saw this character at another Walmart and decided to pick these two up. I picked this one up and this one up off of eBay. I also purchased these two off eBay during the same summer. Very great memories for me. But 10 years prior to that, when I was 7 years old, I got this character as a gift for doing chores from my dad. So I had this character initially. I also had this character initially. I had this character initially when Paul Blart Mall Cop was released to DVD, and I watched it with my family. Looking up when Paul Blart Mall Cop came out on DVD, as you can see on the screen, was when I had this character in the Squirt Devil form. Since I saw the Madballs 6 series commercial back in 2007, I mixed this character up many, many times with Slobulus. And I was always confused of which character was which. I didn't know that these existed. I knew that these two existed, but I didn't know exactly what they were until I just looked them up in the summer of 2021. As soon as I saw them on eBay, I went straight down to Walgreens on the same day, purchased an eBay gift card so I could purchase them, and, well, now you can see them in front of me. Yeah, these are just wonderful, nostalgic toys full of mini stories, and that's what I like about these nostalgic toys so much, as I can tell stories about them. So here's what all of these characters do. You've already seen what this character can do. It just basically does this. You've seen what these two can do. I think there's a couple of bugs inside as well. Yeah, there is. You can kind of see it a little bit. It looks like the fake blood has dried up and is kind of stuck to the rubber mouse, as well as the bugs, as well as the worm on the inside. So this character is relatively basic to where you basically just use it as kind of like a mesh ball squeeze toy. All these toys are at risk of breaking at some point. This character uses body parts on the inside. Well, here's what they look like on the outside. At Spirit Halloween's, you can typically find these. That's why I bought these body parts, at least. They're pretty cool, and are very nostalgic as well, since I had these when I was little. There's also a rubber tongue. However, I don't know where that went. I have it somewhere, but I just don't know where it is right now. And I remember when I was little, around probably 6 years of age, and I remember putting the rubber tongue in my mouth, pretending like it was my tongue. It was really funny. So that's my showcase for these toys. I don't think I did much of a review, but since these toys are very nostalgic to me, I have a very opinionated review. I have very opinionated high reviews of these toys, If I were to choose one that seemed the least likable to me, although I do really like them still, it'd probably be this one. This one, if I were to give it a rating, it'd probably be a 6 out of 10. This one and this one are probably 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. This one, same rating as these two, 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. This is the second least liked for me. Probably a 7, probably a 6 out of 10 as well. So, 2 6 out of 10, all 4 of these 9 out of 10, I'd say. So, that's my showcase for these toys, and I shall see you all in the next video.